is 5th period draw design, and you're watching Rider News.
Rider News, got the brighter views, got the inside looks and the interviews. Every student better watch us, always moving, never stop us. One of the greatest, like a goddess, like a balloon, you'll never pop us. Everybody wanna get a love to us, ain't nobody ready for the package up. One of the greatest stations, we made it, don't ever hate it, don't stage it, cause we created the famous display of greatness. Superb, dominant fly is the eagle, huge bird, yeah. Watch it in advisory, watch it in the library. This should be your primary amazing news source. Going to the school course, understand the news sports. Every Wednesday 2-4 in a month. Brighter sun, here we are and here we come. Yeti go, Yeti flow, everything that you should know. My name's Retrax, know you've seen that. Everything that you know, we mean that. Brighter crew, tighter screw, that's what we call Rider News.
Thank you to 5th period draw design for another great shout out. Welcome back to Rider News. The days are starting to get longer and we are making our way into March. How did you guys think the Benefit Talent Show went? Thanks for tuning in on this Wednesday, March 13th. I'm Vale.
And I'm Trev.Shum. I thought the Benefit Talent Show went great. There were so many good things about it. Everyone enjoyed the performances that were happening and there were a lot of happy faces. There are a ton of stuff happening here at Port Angeles High School, so let's not waste any time.
Another week brings us another great SEL segment, so we are going to toss it back to Mrs. Roslin to see what she has in store for us now. As you know, since the start of the second semester, we have added this new segment to help you deal with stressful situations.
This is a great way to reduce stress or help you out if you are having trouble with classroom annoyances. This segment is brought to us by the counseling department here on campus, which Miss Roslin has joined forces to help us understand social emotional learning. Now let's see what she has in store for us this week.
Hi there, I'm Roslyn from the College Success Foundation with your mindfulness tip of the week. Does your mind ever feel so cluttered that you can't pay attention to what's going on around you? Do you suffer from anxiety so extreme that you hate walking through the hallway full of people or into full classrooms? Do you sit in class sometimes and think, this teacher hates me, and then you don't pick up any of the material that's given? Don't worry, that's more normal than you think, and there are some simple things you can do to take control of your mind. Mindfulness is the practice of training your brain to focus. We have, on average, 60,000 thoughts a day, and 50% of our awake time is spent in thought. The trouble is that most of those thoughts are either about the past or worrying about the future. Our minds can often be our worst enemies and often lead to stress, anxiety, depression, and these things can affect our physical health. Now, to show you exactly how little control you have over your mind, let's try something. Close your eyes and think of a blue lion. Can you do it? Pretty easy. Now try this. Close your eyes and think of a blue lion, and only of a blue lion for 1 minute. Don't let any thoughts interrupt. I'll bet you can't do it. Why is that? Well, it's the nature of our minds to wander. You'll notice as soon as you try to focus on the blue lion, thoughts will start entering your mind and you won't be able to concentrate. You'll think things like, I'm hungry. What is the point of this? This is really dumb. It's because our mind never stops throwing random thoughts our way. Mindfulness helps us control those thoughts and take back a little more control. The brain is a muscle and it can grow. Just like muscles in our body need to be exercised, our brain needs to be exercised. Mindfulness is like doing a mental push-up. As the thought enters your brain, your mind is at the beginning of the push-up. The end of the push-up, or the completion of the push-up, is 1, being aware of the thought without any judgment and bringing your attention back to your physical body. It's that simple. Scientists have shown that just 10 minutes a day of mindfulness can help retrain your brain to tune out distractions. When doing this for 8 weeks straight, the part of your brain that deals with positive stuff, the hippocampus, actually physically changes and grows. And in turn, the amygdala, the part of the brain that's responsible for fight or flight, or things like stress, depression, and addiction, actually shrinks. So let's try a simple mindfulness technique to see how we can control our minds. I want you to close your eyes and focus on the sound of the chime Ready? Here we go. Now let's try that again. This time, inhale as long as you hear the chime. When you're done hearing the chime, exhale. Ready? Here we go. And lastly, this time I want you to take a nice deep breath and exhale as you hear the chime fade away. Ready? Here we go. Inhale. That's it. So remember, focused attention is an endangered species, but you can retrain your brain just by practicing mindfulness 10 minutes a day. This will help you handle stress, depression, PTSD, and even symptoms of ADHD. Thanks. This was Rosalind with your Mindfulness Moment of the Week.
Thank you, Ms. Rosalind, for another great SEL tip of the week. I'm sure many of us will be trying that out to help us cope with grade report coming out at the end of this week. Now let's take a little sneak peek of what they have to do in the welding class.
If you ever need any advice on welding, you should consider asking Mr. Helvenstale because he has a lot of experience with what he does. Now let's see what welding is all about.
Why did you decide to join welding class?
Because I knew that it would be a fun class to take, and I was interested in constructing projects like this.
What's your favorite part about this class?
You really get to use your creative skills and it's more of an independent-based project, so you can create pretty much anything that you really put your mind to.
What's your top priority in this class?
So I'm taking part in Skills USA, and I use this project as a competition object for welding and sculpture design. And so my top priority is making the project the best that I can make it so that I can advance from state to nationals.
Good. See. Why did you decide to join this class?
Because I took welding at Sequim High School.
What is your favorite part about this class?
The welding part.
What are you making?
A Jeep, a miniature Jeep.
It's pretty cool. What is your main priority in this class?
To make nice welds.
Okay. What is your favorite part about teaching this class?
My favorite part about teaching this class is when I have a student that comes in and succeeds and is able to paint and complete his own vehicle and see what he's gained from our knowledge in here.
How does this impact your students in the real world?
Okay, most of the students that come in here learn how to wire feed, and wire feed welding can be used in boat yards, any automotive industry. So that's one thing. We also have lots of kids that end up working in body shops and doing painting, collision repair also.
What do you wish to have been accomplished by the end of this school year?
Okay, for the end of this school year, I want all the kids in my class to be able to do fillet welds, stitch welds, and plug welds. That's what hold the cars together.
This class seems very interesting, and you can learn a lot from this class. Hey, we should look into the Scrubs Day field trip coming up.
Hello, I am Jason, the reporter, and this is Emily Light, and we are starting an interview. What got you interested in medical careers?
Well, I've always been interested in medical careers because it's something I've always found really interesting. I took medical terminology last year, and this year I'm in anatomy and physiology, as well as the medical careers class. And I've always just thought it was something cool. And I want to be a nurse practitioner after I graduate this year, so I figured it would be cool to get this experience before I go to college.
All right. How long have you been interested in medical careers?
As far as this class specifically goes, just since last year, but in a more broad sense, I've been interested in medicine since I was little.
Since she was little. All right. This is Rider News. What is your favorite part about teaching medical career?
So there's a lot that I love about it, and one is that I'm pretty excited about the topic. So I get to teach and learn about the human body and wellness and how to care for people. And I love getting to know the students. I'm having a great time, and we get to do a lot of lab work, so we're up out of our seats doing interesting things. Those are probably the main things.
All right, and would you like to tell us more about the Scrubs Day event that is coming up soon?
Sure. So Scrubs Camp is actually a national program that is having its first go-round out here on the Olympic Peninsula, and it's a project between Port Angeles High School, Peninsula College, and an organization called Area Health Education Center of Washington. So it's an opportunity for any high school student to go to Peninsula College and do hands-on activities in the Allied Health Building at Peninsula College, which is really state-of-the-art, and we'll be working with their faculty as well as some of the medical assisting and nursing students there. Lunch is provided, transportation is provided, and it should be a really interesting and fun day for anyone that's interested in healthcare, really.
All right. Thank you so much.
Now let's tune in on the rare and exclusive clip of Mr. Clark rocking out to the guitar for the band Three Too Many.
Hey, that's what's up, Mr. Clark. Since when did you learn how to play the guitar? You just went sicko mode.